Hello, so today we are going to talk about inventory planning and forecasting in Seller Central using their tools without having to use complicated formulas or figure it out on your own. The tools are in here, most people don't know they are. So first we want to navigate over to our primary menu, then we want to go to inventory and select inventory planning. And by the way, we're inside of our private label store. We are going to now, from inside the inventory overview, you'll see these several different boxes here. You want to go to Restock Inventory View All. Now we're going to see our items on the left side. We're going to see our sales summary on the middle column, and our units that are in network here highlighted. This number above it is going to be the estimated number of days, or as Amazon may call it, weeks of cover or days of cover, based on the current sales velocity and the units that are in stock. So we can click on that link and kind of get a feel for the inbound quantity, total inventory, which would be inbound plus available, anything that's in fulfillment center, transfer, processing, or reserve status here. So what we really want to do is take into consideration the 30-day sales summary, which is going to be this number, and what's available, this number. And you can kind of like divide this by this and get a feel for how many days the system assumes you have to determine what you may need in the future. This number here, the recommended quantity, is kind of based on what the system wants to see over 30, 60, 90 days. Some of that you can input so the system understands your lead times to give better direction. But we really want to look at trying to maintain a 30 to 45 day cover for inventory health purposes. So we would look at, okay, what's my last 30 days? And you have to assume some growth here a little bit. If you don't have any historical data, I would lean close to this, but not higher than 50%, unless you're seeing rapid growth, and have that number in stock at all times. This way you kind of have around the 30-day supply mark. Now some of them we have more, some of these are brand new ASINs to the site, and some are kind of out of season. So take that into consideration, but if you were assuming all things being equal, that there is no seasonality, we would know month to month our unit sales or velocity is about the same, and we could see last month's and we know what we need in here. The problem is for some products you can see, and I don't have a great example here, but in some cases the system's asking for this crazy replenishment quantity. Like let's say if this number here was 3,000, but your last 30 days summary was 300 to 500 pieces, you'd know that was wrong, and that the system is essentially forcing you or asking you to overstock your product. You will likely run into a situation where the system will then think you're overstocked, and you don't want that to happen, because then they'll start charging warehousing fees. So we want to keep this number kind of at the level where you can maintain one shipment a month and maintain 30 to 45, no more than 60 days in the system on an ASIN at a time. And ideally that's the right combination. When you have really like your high velocity sellers, the ASIN doing most of the work in a healthy position, it does kind of average out any other unhealthiness within the inventory. But as a rule of thumb, you want these to be in check. You don't want them to be show over a year, for example. If it starts to show over a year's worth of demand, over 365 days worth of inventory in the system, what we need to do is immediately start engaging in coupons, promotions, advertising, and or removal orders. And that is so that you can keep your sort of capacity, which is used to be called your restock limit, at a healthy position. And that is defined by whether or not the system will allow you to make continued shipments in without removing inventory first. I hope this video was helpful. Please let us know in the comments below.